So we got 2 Oktoberfest beers for the second week in a row.
This is pretty good.
That is a Fest beer from Maplewood, which I don't
Is
know.
that just the name of it? I was trying to find the name.
Yeah, I think just Fest beer.
Oh yeah, there it is. Festbier.
Yep, Fest beer.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I've had that one before. I got like a 4-pack of that one. You know Maplewood?
I do. I don't know. I couldn't name a beer I've had from them, but I've definitely. You know what? Do they make that?
They make Son of Juice, which is like at every.
I have
bar.
had that. I
like
think they also
IPA.
make a sour that I really like.
Probably.
Is that the one that has like the rat logo?
No, that's I've gone to Off Color. Brewing.
That is yes.
Yeah.
Off Color makes a really good sour.
Yeah,
that
their
I
lighter
really
beers there are
like.
very good.
Yeah.
Maplewood's like my favorite, probably in the city for like IPAs and stuff.
Yeah.
That or there's another one, Hot Butcher, and also actually this one right here. This is an Oktoberfest Martin from Old Irving, which also has very good
Not
IPAs
been there.
and stuff. They have really good food too. That's
Okay.
like they're kind of known, like they have very good beer and they also have very good food.
Yeah.
I've been there I think I've been there twice for food.
I
3
assume off
times.
Irving Park somewhere.
Yeah, it's further north. Like it's like you have to drive there for like.
We did a party bus a few weekends ago, and when you get in a party bus, it's just kind of blacked out windows, and they drive you in circles for a while and drop you off. I don't really know where we were, but I think it was Logan Square. We walked by. God, I'm blanking on the name now. It's a brewery. It's definitely not their primary location, but there's one in Logan Square now, and
There's a brewery I'm completely blanking on. That's right
Hopwell.
there.
There's a Hopwell right there.
Yeah, Hopwell.
Yes, and that's not the original Hopwell, right?
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so. Is it? I thought Hopwell was like over around here.
Is it Hopwell or Hopewell?
Oh, it is Hopewell. Gonna be honest, my whole life I've said that as Hopwell.
Well, at first I would always get Hopewell and
It is the only one.
Dovetail confused.
There's also
Not
Hopewell Baptist Church. But that is the only brewery one, yeah. Huh. I guess I never realized that's where that was.
Yeah, no, they got like a slow pour Pilsner
Yeah.
that it takes like 5 to 10 minutes to pour it
Mm-hmm.
because they'll do it in like almost like a Guinness. They do it in like layers,
Okay.
and it was very good. I've only been there once.
I didn't go in because we were all wearing pajamas. I felt like it wasn't exactly the vibe to walk into our brewery. We were also all pretty drunk at that point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back. What is this? Week 4?
Yep.
Week 4. Hawks off Melrose. Second week with a name. 4th week with a show.
Yeah.
That's how the pros do it.
That's true. I'm Jeremy.
That's right. Always forget that. We'll put our links to our socials in the link dump. I haven't done that yet because I haven't got the website set up.
Hey, we're working 1 week at a time.
We are working 1 week
we
at a
got
time.
full-time jobs.
I got WordPress. I went into WordPress. I spent about 50 minutes in WordPress, and then I was like, I can't fucking do this. Then I quit. I have a friend who does some web development stuff. I might get him to do it. He's offered to help, so hopefully we'll get that up.
We also have graphics now.
We have graphics. Yeah.
Shout out who
we got a logo. Well, so far I've made them all.
Oh,
but
okay.
he's
Shout out
I
you.
got another friend who's gonna make them better, but I'm not giving him a shout out until he makes them better. I'm not giving him a free shout out.
Well, shout out Drew for that. He's been grinding for that.
Those were actually pretty easy. I literally just if you see our logo, just for the record, the little line at the bottom, that's the Melrose street grid.
Yeah.
So I literally just took a screenshot of Melrose, plopped it into Illustrator, and then I just drew a line that followed it, and then I just increased the stroke a little bit and called it a day.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good, and again, it's a little nod. Like people, if you know it, Melrose, you know.
We got Melrose in there. We got all the Melrose offshoots, and then we got the train tracks in there. Maybe a new segment coming up. I was talking about we should have considered Hawkeye Express as the name. We can make a segment for Hawkeye Express.
Yeah,
we'll figure out. Yeah, Express News. All right. Recapping the UMass Minutemen. Apparently, Massachusetts Minutemen. I guess the big story this week, obviously, is Kirk Ferentz, 206 wins, all-time winningest coach in the Big Ten now.
Let's go, Kirk.
Past Woody Hayes. I guess he tied it week 1 for 205, and then could have passed it at Iowa State. I saw they did I forget who interviewed him after the game, but it was one of his former players who did the interview for him, and he said something about like we would have loved to have passed it last week at Iowa State, but like it's probably pretty sweet for you to pass it in Kinnick. And Kirk made a comment like, I'm really happy to do this in Kinnick, and I was like, he threw Iowa State.
Yeah.
He wanted to do this in Kinnick.
He wanted to do it in Kinnick. I don't know. That would have been pretty sweet if he did it against Iowa State.
It would have been pretty sick.
Yeah,
pretty sick at Iowa State. Then he left his shoes on the 50-yard line.
He's gonna do it. Like he was gonna do it by this game.
Gonna happen. Yeah.
So like that would have been cool. But hey, still got it done.
Yeah, I got a couple links in here. There's some cool photos from it. They gave him a Gatorade bath afterwards. And then
cool. Glad they did that.
He did his interview. They played it to the stadium speakers. It was pretty cool. And then he led the swarm up the field with the captains.
I love how emotional he was about it. I know we're saying this after like kind of talking last week about
to be fair, we talked a little bit of shit, and then we talked about how much we love the guy and that we would never want to see him forced out the door.
Exactly. Yeah. No matter how bad Iowa gets, if they get, not saying they will, I'm just saying like no matter how bad they could get, like I never want to fire him. Like he is Iowa through and through, and I love that. Like how emotional he was about it, like made me emotional. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then there was also a little former player tribute they aired on a Big Ten network. I'll put all those in the link dump if you want to look at them. I just wanted to bring that up.
So into the game.
Okay. I guess before we start, we should say Kirk Ferentz opened his press conference today. He said that center back TJ McGee is okay. He traveled back home with the team on Sunday, I believe, and he's doing fine.
So I didn't see it. Was that off the punt return touchdown?
Yes,
right?
And
that sucks. That was such an amazing play.
Yeah,
and it's like
it
sucks.
It was his own guy too. They kind of both went for the tackle at the same time, and he just kind of like caught his head on the body of his teammate, and I would advise. I'm not going to link the replay to that. I would advise not watching it. It's kind of brutal.
Well, when I saw that, because I missed it. Because I saw like the kick return touchdown, but I was at a bar that kept like changing.
Yeah.
To like different games, so like I'd see some of the highlights. Like they started off with the Iowa game. That's why I didn't go out of my way to like be like, hey, can you change it to it? And then like the place got pretty crowded, and they changed it to some of like the other games, and I was like, well, like. I kept up with it, but I couldn't watch like a lot of it. Sadly,
you can't see it on the touchdown return replay. Obviously, you can see where it happens. You don't see like
I was able to see where it happened, and like it looked pretty bad. But there was no like video of him like out. Like I would have no idea. I had no idea until like after the game.
They pretty much like he went down, and like there were people on the field before he'd even got that ball across the end zone, like looking at him. And they surrounded him, brought up the stretcher, wheeled him off, took him over to the hospital. But apparently he's fine. Which is actually great because I was looking for an update on that yesterday when I was starting to make this format sheet, and I couldn't find anything. I was like, that's the only thing I could find was a tweet from UMass after the game that said he's like looking okay. And then, I guess Kirk had the inside scoop.
Yeah. Well, it is hard with like the smaller teams that aren't going to get as much like attention.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They could easily know that he's fine, but like no one's put it out there yet, or like there's no real like reporters to report on it.
Yeah. To open the game, I guess Andrew Downs made a tweet about 4 minutes into the game, which sums up my expectations about this perfectly. He made a tweet where he said, I said no matter what happened tonight, it wouldn't make me feel that much better. I lied. And I was like, I agree completely.
Yes.
Because that was a lot of what I felt last week. But like, obviously, let's get into that first drive. 2 plays, I think. Yeah. Aired it out. Exactly what I wanted to see. Exactly what we wanted to see. A nice downfield pass.
I don't care who it's against, okay?
Yes.
We said this last week. Do it
against anybody.
Yeah. Like we said it last week. Like we just wanted to see him air
It's what we
out.
wanted to see week 1 against an inferior opponent. We didn't. So that's what made me nervous.
Yeah.
So it was good to see with another inferior opponent. I don't know if they're better or worse than
Hard
Albany.
To say until a little bit. I mean, they probably are a little bit worse.
It was what I wanted to see. So that was good.
I was out with like one of my other like Iowa buddies, and like literally one of the first things he said, he's like, I just want like them to throw it like every single time.
Yes.
And I was like, that's exactly what we were saying.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Just as many throws as you can get. So speaking of that, fun fact, Mark Gronowski had 179 passing yards, and then Hank Brown came in at the end. He had 55 passing yards, so 234 total. This is the first game we've had over 200 yards passing since Illinois State in the the 2024 opener last year. And that was Cade McNamara, 251, which I'm going to be honest, that stat made me feel a little less good about this. Because I was like, well, if Cade threw 251 in the opener last year, and then we saw how the rest of that year played out, it doesn't give me a ton of confidence that they're going to.
I don't remember, like, did I not watch
I remember that game, because that was the one where we're like, damn, we have a quarterback. It was the same thing, honestly, 2 years ago, where that first opening drive was, I think, the Seth Anderson touchdown, and we were like, we have a quarterback, and then that game sucked. The rest of that whole game did. But first time with 200 passing yards since Illinois State 2024. Also the first time we've even attempted 30 passes since that same game.
That's crazy.
We attempted 31 passes.
I am glad they did it. That is an awful stat, but like at
now
least
keep
like
doing
they
it.
keep doing it. I mean, maybe not keep doing because we also want to stick with what we're good at, which is running. But
That's true.
Do a little bit more.
Yeah.
The 250, the 200 yards or whatever passing, I'm fine with.
Yes, absolutely. And then also Gronowski was 6 for 8 and 102 yards on throws of 10+ yards.
See, that's what I liked. That's what I like because I feel like a lot of times, like against like these bad teams, like they might look like it's 200 yards, 250 yards. Exactly. It looks really good, but a lot of those against
those are checkdowns.
Checkdowns where the guy just does all the runs past all the other team.
Yeah. His average was 7.5, so like that's good.
Yeah. And I like how Hank Brown did go in there, 5 for 7. We said 55 and a touchdown.
They let him throw it a little bit as well.
7.9. Like
honestly, almost had 2. There was that one on the very end of the game that KJ got his foot down, and it was like that. Like frame by frame, like his foot was down, then he possessed the ball, and it was like, it was so close.
I think he came out. Close. I saw like a thing today where he was just like still, which I love about like he's a younger guy, right?
Yeah, he's I think a redshirt freshman.
Yeah. I love his like attitude. He was just like, no, I caught that.
Yeah, like, he was like in the press conference, he was like, I caught that ball.
Yeah.
And then it was Lystakau. So Lystakau, he tweeted like he like clipped like he said he caught that, and he was like, I didn't think he did he? And then everybody was like replying with the photo, and it was like literally it's like his foot is down and the ball is like it's in his hands, but it's not like possessed.
Yeah, that's
by
the
thing, definition.
Like, you can always take a picture, but I love that attitude, and I love that almost.
Yeah. And it's good to see him with some confidence because, I think he could be good. I think he struggled a little bit to start. I think he
get some confidence.
Currently has more drops than receptions.
Yeah, I think it's 3 drops, 2 receptions. But they were like, I know, like I think they asked Gronowski about. Yeah, I think they asked for Gronowski about it, and he was. I think they asked Gronowski. It could have been someone else on the offense, but they were like, like he's making plays like in practice. And that's all Kirk always says. Is like, they look good in practice. But when someone else is saying like, like he's making these plays in practice for such a young guy, like that's a good sign. Even he has a few drops. Hey, Jamar Chase in his first preseason.
That's true. Yeah.
Everyone, I got shit for picking him in my fantasy because they're like, he had all these drops in preseason. Give him a few games, man.
Speaking of that, Joe Burrow out for 3 months. You see that?
Yeah.
He's on my fantasy team.
That sucks. I have Chase Brown.
Yeah.
So that probably hurts him too.
I don't know who's the backup quarterback for them.
Jake Browning.
Is he still? Okay.
Yeah. And I think he'll be their back. Or
they got good receivers. That sucks though. Yeah.
That does suck.
I wonder because wasn't he out? Was it last year that he was out for a good chunk of time with a toe injury? I wonder if it's like the same recurring thing.
Was it last year or 2 years ago?
It might have been 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. He was out for like most of the season.
Yeah, with the toe injury.
But yeah, talking about receivers.
12, on the other end of passing.
12 different receivers caught the ball.
Yes.
Which is
good and bad. We don't have that standout guy, but we got a lot of guys that can make a play.
I mean, like, for it being like, a worse team, and they were like kind of, I do think it's good that they were getting people in because then like your starters, like Sam Phillips, Seth Anderson. Seth Anderson, obviously 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Sam Phillips.
KJ Parker 1 touchdown. Could have been 2 apparently.
Yeah. Sam Phillips, three receptions, but for 75 yards. You like to see that. But I like what you put here. Only 4 catches by tight ends.
Yes.
I look at that as
it's either a positive or a negative.
I look at that as a problem.
It's good that we got it to our receivers. It's not great that we can't utilize the tight ends. And I will say 3 tight ends did have a catch. Orworth had 1. Vanamahe, I still don't know how to say his name. Vanamahe. 1, and then Hayden Large had 2. I think he had 3 targets. He dropped 1. It was a pretty easy one. That
I don't know. I look at it as like you want to get everyone involved, and you're going to be passing to your wide receivers more in a game like that. That's what they want to do. That was the game plan. Was clearly.
And again, we were clearly trying to go downfield more. So maybe like you get into a more drag out game, we're going to utilize those tight ends. Hopefully, it's more of that than just we don't feel comfortable passing because obviously like it's Iowa football. Like no matter how much it changes, you need the tight ends.
You need the tight ends.
And then update on Vanderzee, unlikely to return by Indiana, but they probably after the bye, it seems, which I think is kind of what we expected going into the season. There was a chance he'd be back by not this week, but next week. But it seems after which I'm okay with. Like don't get him re-injured.
Yeah, and like he wasn't going into the season as like our number 1 or number 2 wide receiver. So like I think he's got obviously the potential to be that down the road, which obviously you need these games to improve and kind of develop. So it is bad that he's missing these games, but at the end of the day, like, you never know, but I don't think like does he change the Iowa State game? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Like he's still young, obviously, so let him take his time to come back.
Yeah. Running the ball, they did as well as passing the ball, which is great. 40 carries for 200 yards, so over 400 yards total offensive production. Nathan McNeil actually led the team 10 carries, 56 yards, but most of that was in garbage time. He looked good though. I mean, then Jazz 10 carries for 54 yards. It seems like he's going to be,
I think he'll be
kind of the number one back, even if he's not technically the starting back.
Was it Terrell
Terrell's still the starter, and he only had 3 carries.
He didn't get injured or anything?
No, and it was the same as last week. He started the game but only had 3 carries.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to throw off the opponents.
Yeah, maybe. But hey, what was I talking about in the first week?
Yep. We got the Kayden Wetjen jet sweep.
Yes, we did.
And it worked.
Does it work? What did I say?
What
did I say? I said we need to do that more, and it worked. I literally saw that, and I was just like, yes. Like, so we need to do that. We need to do that.
Only rushing touchdown of the game.
Yeah.
Is that right? I cut off some of the rushers. Like, I don't have. Did Gronowski run one in? He did. Okay, Gronowski ran one in. 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, 6 carries for 12 yards, which is that's not what that's not what they wanted.
You don't need him to throw. If you don't need him to run.
Yeah.
If he can throw the ball, you don't want him to run. We know he can run. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see him make throws, and he did do that. Yeah. Then some injury updates. Xavier Williams did go down in this game. It sounds like he's going to be out for, Kirk's quote was, a couple of weeks. So we'll see. I don't know. We got this week Indiana, then the bye, so that's 3 weeks. Maybe he comes back again at the same time.
Again, it is nice. Like, I know we're down now. That's 2 running backs, but as we talked about last week, like they have
backs to go to.
2 more guys,
and there's a chance Moulton does come back this week. They said.
Yeah.
They said he was like full practice on Monday, and they think he could play this week. I just imagine he'd be like limited touches, but it'd be good to see him get a couple carries.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, again, keep just giving it to Patterson. Give it to Patterson.
Yeah.
You have such a good offensive front that I feel like, you know, because obviously he's more of we were talking about that last week, a little bit more of the downhill runner. Like, and with our front, you know, with our offensive line, I think it works to his advantages a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So I think they need to utilize that more, which they have the last 2 weeks. Like, he's been coming in obviously the second or third string, but he's always the last 2 weeks he's been like had the most carries.
The most carries. I did the stats on inside-outside run. We did have way more runs to the outside this week for more yards. Whereas against Iowa State, we had mostly inside runs. And then week 1, obviously, also was outside runs. We talked about that.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's just the level of the opponent.
Yeah, but it's good to know that we can do both, it seems. Yeah, we can run the ball either direction. Getting to the defense a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't able to watch much. So I have
no
idea how the defense went, and it is also
hard to judge against a team like this. They looked good.
Were there any sacks?
There were 2 sacks. Untypical of Phil Parker defenses. We've actually been rushing a lot more this year. 40% of ISU's dropbacks we blitzed for, and then this week 43% of the dropbacks we blitzed for, 12 total. And they got pressure on 8, hit the quarterback 5 times, 2 sacks. So a little more blitzing than the typical defense. And I think that's probably because we have a little less confidence in our secondary.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, do you think it's because of that? Because I don't know how, like, I'm not too, you know, I didn't play football growing up or anything. So I don't know how, you know, you dissect that type of thing. But like, that's the first thing that
I mean, if you don't trust your linebacker in coverage, send him at the quarterback.
Yeah. Gives him less, also gives the opposing wide receivers less time to get open, and also pressures the QB.
Yeah, absolutely.
Less time to find those open wide receivers.
Absolutely, yeah. One other thing on defense that they've noted: no turnovers yet this season, forced by the defense. Defense has not got a turnover yet. Yeah, I think they were saying it was Seth Wallace was they have like I think it's an NIL deal technically where all the secondary for Iowa goes by the Doughboys. And they said Seth Wallace was teasing them in practice, calling them the No Boys because they haven't got a turnover yet. Which good. That's like what Iowa's bread and butter is turnovers. Make them mess up and make them fuck up, make them make a mistake. So
they'll come.
I have a feeling we'll get a pick 6 against Rutgers. That's and why? Oh, here I'll tell you why in a little bit. We'll get to that, and I'll come back to this. I'll come back to why I think that.
Yeah.
When we get into the Rutgers look ahead. Special teams great and awful.
Yeah, I'll say besides
the blocked punt.
Yeah.
The block punt wasn't great.
Well, see, the block punt also didn't Stevens miss extra point and a field goal?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So the block punt was just hit real quick. That's the one thing. Dakin looks like a good punter. Like I think he's the one thing he's better at than Taylor. He doesn't have the same leg as Taylor. He's a little bit better at pinning it than Taylor. I feel like he's a little more precise with it. But he kind of struggles on the snap. He just doesn't have a lot of urgency back there.
It takes his time a little bit.
I think maybe he just hasn't been hit. Maybe this block will wake him up. And maybe it's good at happening against this team and not against
also
Penn State
he is
like close game.
Like when you say like, all right, these guys are like young, like they played like you know, high school and stuff. This guy like he came over from Australia. That he was literally like
he's a little older because he's like a post grad, but he hasn't played football.
That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, last year he wasn't. Like,
I think he's a sophomore.
The beginning of the year. Yeah, he's a sophomore. Because last year was his first year, and the beginning of the year he wasn't good. I remember the first few games he was not good, and once he got the hang, I think it's going to take him a little bit. Obviously, even to like
always kind of the same thing with Taylor. The first 2 games of the year would be like a warm up for Taylor because it's just like when you've played football 4 years and you're 25 years old, like it's not like second nature to you.
Bringing up Tory Taylor though, I hope it's just the first few games are.
Yeah, he's kind of struggles with the Bears. People I've seen on Reddit, people are not happy about it.
I love that man, but he does not look good so far. I was like watching other games and watching. Though. Last year he did like he averaged the most yards per kick or per punt by any Bears kicker or punter in their history. So like that's good.
But like he's always taken a while to warm up. So that's what I'm
which like okay.
And now to be fair also now
maybe he does better in the
it's his full-time job to play. I disagree with that because I think that was Taylor's biggest drawback is always as the year went on, those colder games he would struggle for. And I mean you grew up in Australia, you're not used to playing in the cold. Yeah.
But on the Bears, like I was literally watching other games. Like watching their punters because I'm like, all right, are these punters giving them time when they're like kind of because the Bears obviously their offense had been.
Was he what a 4th round pick, 5th round? Yeah, 4th round.
Yeah, it's a 4th round pick, so that's why people are so pissed. Yeah, because it's like,
which I get it. I mean, give him 2 more weeks, I think, and he'll put it together.
He'll be fine. I mean, he's struggled a little bit, but I'm like, there has to be something going on. Like I just watching him, I'm like,
if you look back at his stats at Iowa, it was usually the first 2 games. It was like it took him a while to get back into the swing of things. Yeah.
I'm hoping it's that, and as you said, it's his full-time job now. Like,
you gotta put it together. You're getting paid to be out there all the time.
Yeah, and you're a 4th round pick, as we said. Like, step it up. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I need my friend to stop hammering me about like, oh, your Iowa boys like screwing us, and I'm like, dude, like, like I'm sorry, like, oh, isn't that the one thing you guys can do? And I'm like, dude, like he's good, I promise, like.
I guess one more thing on the negatives for special teams. Yeah, was I don't want to call Stevens a negative because he had a 54-yard field goal, I think. Yeah, long of 54. He was 2 for 3 on field goals. I will say that field goal he missed, I'm pretty sure that was good. It was the same thing that happened against Iowa State last year where it was above the upright, so it was unreviewable. It looked good to me.
I did see a replay of it, and it like looked like it crossed right over, and I'm like...
And that
hypothetically, it's like, all right, well, if it went all the way up there,
it's hard to see.
Hit it, and it's like you don't know if it would have gone in, would have gone off.
Yeah,
well, what's
so
that is the rule. If it goes straight over,
if it is above the upright, it has to be completely inside. It can't be over the top.
So I think that's probably why.
Even if a small part of it is technically over the upright, it's considered no good.
So I watched that.
I still think it was good.
Okay.
But also that 54-yarder that he hit, he missed that one technically right, not. Well, I'm not going to call it wide right because it was not wide. That 54-yarder was also in that direction. Like it had more length on it, but I think if he was a little any farther back, it would have also gone right.
Gotcha.
So yeah, sent him right, and then he also missed an extra point, obviously.
Yeah, but
I didn't actually see that because I was like sitting in the living room, and then I was like, we scored a touchdown. I stopped paying attention, and they're like, oh, and he missed it, and I was like, what?
Well, I mean, even like the Iowa State kicker has been amazing, and he last game also missed like an extra point, missed a field goal. I'm pretty sure. Like,
it's just a thing with kickers, and I know Steven 2 years ago he had that rough spell. Yeah. I mean, he looked so good last year though, and
honestly, he does like he hits it when it counts. Like this is like a game where like. Yeah, you need to hit it no matter what. Yeah, like you're a kicker, it's your one job. But like, if you're gonna miss it,
I'll never forget that Northwestern game where he missed the one earlier in the game. And then he went out there for the game winner, and I was like, oh, he's going to draw this. Like, he missed that one earlier. He does not do that again. Yeah. He's going to draw this.
Yeah.
And then, okay, let's obviously the major bright side of our special teams is also Kayden Wetjen. Player of the game for sure.
Dude, he looks absurd out there.
182 punt return yards and 1 touchdown. Fun fact, I've referenced earlier, I get a lot of this data from Iowa Hawkeye Game Data on Substack. He put a fun fact in there. Pittsburgh, Indiana, and South Carolina are the only 3 teams in the country that have 180 punt return yards on the whole season, and Kayden Wetjen got 182 in this game.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you got to give him the ball more. He can do this. Like he might get drafted, or he'll probably sign, or maybe like a 6th, 7th round pick, just off of his return ability.
Yeah. He also had a 34-yard kickoff return. There was a point where he had that first like 50-yard punt return, and then he ran back the next one. And I was sitting there and I was being like, I was like, stop. I want to see the offense. I was like, give Gronowski time to work.
I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, give him a long, like a long field. I go 80 yards. I want to see the offense go 80 yards.
I tweeted something like, Kayden, this is great and all, but I need you to stop. Like, I need to see the offense with a long field to work with.
You get a little bit of pressure, make him, go down the field.
Next week. Do this in Big Ten play. Yeah. That's where I want it. Yeah. Overall, at the end of the day, this is UMass. This is not a good team. However, we did look good. For the first time all year, we looked good.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted to see us throw, and I wanted to prove we can do it. Well, into some other teams for a little bit. Did you see the Georgia-Tennessee game?
Yes.
It was a phenomenal game. That overtime game. Dude, Tennessee kicker missed a game winner at the very end.
I literally was sitting there, we were watching it, and I was like, dude, this guy looks like a kid. I was like, this is a kid. And that had to be his dad in the stands. They kept showing, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't have the
They
volume
kept
on.
showing like this guy, like just like I think he was not by himself, but like they kept showing like this one like dad. And I was like, oh, like, and then they kept showing like the kicker, and I'm like, this is definitely. I was like, stop doing this, and I was like, stop doing this. This is like he's gonna miss. Like
distraught after missing that, and at the end of regulation, they had a field goal kick to win it. And
I should have put money on him missing because like they kept showing him, and I'm like, this dude, like this has been a like long drive.
Yes,
he's known he's gonna have to kick this for like while. 20 minutes now. And he, like, you could see in his eyes, he looked terrified.
Yeah,
which is like I think he has to be a freshman. I think like. They said he had no game-winning or game-tying kicks in the 4th.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't remember how long it was either.
It was like I don't think it was that. I think it was like a 40. Like
it wasn't crazy long. If I remember. And then he did hit that one in overtime.
Yeah,
like
I'm glad. Like I'm never like like I don't like Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean I don't.
I like them more than Georgia.
Yeah. No. See, I don't like either of these teams. But I was like, you know what? Like this is. And also I was sitting there and I was like, please don't show his dad after he misses. And then of course like. Yeah. They show the dad right after, and I'm like, no, this poor kid.
Yeah, missed the game winner at the end
and stuff.
Oh, like, I hope not.
I hope not too. Like,
it's hard to blame a kicker like that. Like, let the offense do the work. Yeah, okay, and then blame it on the defense because he went out there in overtime, made the kick, and then Georgia just immediately went in for a touchdown. I think it was like 3 plays.
Yeah,
they scored.
It was pretty easy for them.
Notre Dame racks up second quality loss.
I like how you put quality loss because they have 2 losses and they're still ranked.
They're still ranked number 24.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they are a top 25 roster. You still need to make
team in the top 25 without a win.
Are they 0-2?
They're 0-2.
Why am I thinking? Oh, I keep thinking that. Wait, no, there has been 3 games. I'm stupid.
They must have had a week off. Yeah, because they didn't play last week for some reason. I'm almost positive. Let me double check that, but I'm. Yeah, 0-2. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Wait. Why does it have them as Independence? I was like, why is UConn in here with them? UConn's 1-2.
Why is UConn an independent?
Did they just add football?
Yeah, because isn't that where Kirk started? I think that's where. Oh gosh, we're cutting this out if I'm wrong here. Yeah, Connecticut.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I was second guessing myself.
All right.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm pretty sure he played there, and that's where he started coaching.
Interesting. Okay. It was a close game though, and lost to A&M 41-40, close game.
I mean, yeah,
but
no,
they lost.
Fuck.
No way they make the playoffs now, right? With that large bid, there's no way.
They'll find a way, bro. They'll find.
Imagine
a way.
Your season being over.
It's Notre Dame
in September after 2 games.
Well, maybe if they joined a
conference,
yeah,
joined a fucking conference.
Fought their way into the championship game and
like everybody else.
I always loved it. Every year, they're almost like Nebraska fans. Every year at the beginning, they're they're like Notre Dame fans were like, oh, we're undefeated, easy. Yeah. Like the undefeated season starts now, and they always lose.
Yep. Those are the big games. Just a couple of good clips this week. The Arkansas Ole Miss. You see the basketball on the field?
No.
It's here. Right. You can pull up that tweet.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Somebody threw a basketball out onto the field, and then Lane Kiffin made a little hoop when they threw it up the field. I just thought it was funny. I'll put that in the link dump. It's just a great photo. Just the ref holding the basketball on the football field. I immediately added that to my football reactions folder. Like that's going to come in handy one day. Then we also had USC's Jamal Jarrett against Purdue, big man touchdown, 360 pounds,
I think I did
70-yard return, and they said he topped out at 18.8 miles per hour. It was sick.
Good shit to the big boy.
306. Imagine getting hit at 20 miles an hour by a guy who's 360 pounds. That'd be crazy.
That's wild.
Then Vanderbilt crushed South Carolina, they were 11. Absolutely destroyed them, 31-7.
Did they score or something at the very end of the game? I saw that their coach was.
I didn't watch that game. I just saw the highlights.
I saw a Twitter thing about like their coach was flipping out. That South Carolina's coach was flipping out over something.
Yeah,
and like everyone was like, "This is the same guy that like." I'm gonna forget what it was, but it was like, oh, like he pretty much like was just such like a hypocrite from whatever he was doing.
Yeah, South Carolina seems like a school to run up the score.
Yeah. He was like mad that they were like, scored in the last minute or something, but then people were like, oh, like you've done the same thing or something, or like called out. I forget what it was. I'm not gonna be able to find it, but
Vanderbilt also now ranked 20th. I don't know, were they receiving votes last week? Let me check.
Good for Diego.
They received 1 vote last week.
Nice.
That guy's probably talking some serious shit to the AP voters right now. Yeah, they're all the way up to 20 this week. South Carolina, I believe, dropped out of the poll. I don't think, receiving votes, South Carolina, 82. So, about 27th.
Iowa does not have any receiving votes, if you're
not
wondering.
Receiving any votes. Even after an ass-kicking like that, not receiving any votes. Fucking rigged.
Dude, I saw that. We'll get into the Iowa-Rutgers game in a minute.
Yeah. Relating this Vanderbilt back to Iowa really quick, I was just looking at lines again, and I saw Pavia has plus 5,000 Heisman odds, which is, I think it's like top 10 he's in almost now. It's like there's a couple guys tied at 5,000. I think it's like around the top 10. And so I just wanted to see what he started the year off at. He started the year up at plus 12,500. Fun fact, in that same category, I just found like a Yahoo article. In that same 125-1 category was Mark Gronowski, who's now, as we talked about last week, at plus 50,000. Still at plus 50,000 this week, by the way. I did double check that. And then I didn't even see this. You pointed it out when we sat down. Yeah. I mean, that Rocco Wrecht was also in that category, and I didn't even see that.
Dude, they were talking about him preseason as like a QB to watch.
To be fair, the 125-1 was the third category down. So there was like about 10 or 15 guys in the top category that were like plus 600 odds or something.
Okay.
And then there was a little bit longer, and then that third category was 125-1 was these four, which Rocco Wrecht, Diego Pavia, Mark Gronowski, and then this other guy, Jake Retzlaff. I don't even know who he is.
BYU, that makes sense.
Yeah, that adds up.
Oh wait, no. Oh no, that's why I know. He was at BYU and he transferred to Tulane.
Oh, so that's who Brendan Sullivan's behind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, that's why.
The big.
I was like, I knew, and he transferred like a week before the season started.
Really?
Yeah. No, he.
Damn, poor Sullivan. Dude's got a starting job on the lock at Tulane, and then this guy comes in. Where'd he transfer from?
From BYU.
Oh, why? Was he not starting at BYU?
I think BYU got someone else, or he wasn't starting. Oh yeah, true freshman. They must have liked him a lot more.
They must like him. He must be good. A couple of big games next week. Did you see where game day is going?
SEC bias.
People were not happy about
SEC
this.
bias. I mean, I do get it from like, again, I've talked in here, like my girlfriend is
Florida's 0-3?
No, they're
1-3 or 1-2. I mean, yeah.
I get it in the fact that it's a rivalry game.
Yeah,
that's the only because Florida.
That's
I mean, Florida they lost to South Florida. I mean, I hate Florida. Yeah.
So like, we all know what's gonna happen. Why would you send game day there?
No, I completely agree. It should be I think it should be Illinois, Indiana.
They fired their coach,
Easy.
Florida?
No.
They haven't
Not
yet?
yet.
Somebody got fired this week. I don't remember who it was.
UCLA.
Yes,
UCLA's
coach.
Dude,
yeah.
They were awful.
Atrocious.
Tennessee's feeling good right now.
I saw somebody be like,
besides after their loss, but
I saw someone that was like, imagine tearing apart the Pac-12 just to go to another conference to make more money and still somehow be worse.
Yeah. Because I think it was UCLA and then I want to say Virginia Tech. I could be wrong on the second one, but
yeah, when Game Day made that announcement, though, I
know everyone
Twitter
was
was up in arms about it.
I was pissed about
and
that.
And then going off that, Big Noon capitalized on that, and they were like, "We're going to Texas Tech, Utah," which is arguably the better game this week. I also put in here Illinois. Number 9,
I think
Illinois
Indiana is
that should be a game day game, because when do those two teams ever get game day? Like this should be a game day game.
It should be, and also like I don't know Utah and Texas Tech. I'm sure like
also a good game. Two teams that at least Texas Tech definitely I feel like has got game day more than Illinois and Indiana.
Yeah. I also think like this is a turning point. Games, I mean, I do think that's the same thing can be said about Texas Tech and Utah, because they don't have like the best, like the best schedules.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like Illinois and Indiana, like those are going to be like, that'll be the turning point in their seasons. Like whoever wins that is going to be, because everyone's kind of looking at it, right? You have like your Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, not really Michigan, but like Penn State. And then kind of the next tier right now is that Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah.
And which are those two like will get into the playoff.
Yeah.
And I think this game, I think Iowa will beat Indiana, but
yeah,
I do think this game is going to decide like that next Big Ten team will be between those two teams. And that's why I think this is like a more important game than the others.
There is on the Big Ten subreddit every week, they do like just anyone can submit their ballot, and they do like a power rankings for the Big Ten. It's really fun to look at every week. Maybe I'll start adding that in here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it was very funny, like reading the comments on the thread this week because there's always a thread for like voting, and then there's like a thread with the results, and all the threads for voting were like Iowa at this point very low in the power rankings, which is again, Big Ten play hasn't started yet. They don't mean a lot until this week. But all the comments were like, just like looking at the fact that like clearly nobody knew how to rate Iowa, because like they were very easily low on the thing after Iowa State, and then like they come out this week and everybody was like, they don't want to raise them up any higher on their power rankings because it's UMass, but they're also like, okay, they're looking better than like some of these teams down here now.
Yeah, and it's like we like only lost to Iowa State by 3.
Yeah,
like that game could have gone either way.
Yeah,
still a loss.
And power rankings are hard. Like conference power rankings are hard to do when you haven't played conference opponents yet. Like they don't start mattering until this coming week.
Fucking
and
Oregon
you beat Rutgers. Rutgers I think is like 14th on the power rankings, so like you beat them, that's going to be a big shakeup. So yeah, and like what is it? Was it the first Big Ten? Was that Oregon Northwestern? Yeah,
was it the first
that's
one?
true. I think it was. They didn't look amazing.
Yeah, like Northwestern's bad.
Yeah,
they did not look like they beat them easily.
It was very funny seeing Oregon play in their like pseudo high school stadium.
Yeah, that stadium's so cool, but it is a high school stadium.
It looks great in person and in the overhead shots, and then when you're actually watching the game on TV, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Which does their new stadium open next year?
Yeah,
I actually that's the most expensive stadium in college football.
Really?
It's going to be like top 5 or something at least. I think it might be the most expensive.
The fucking Northwestern gets so much money.
Yes, they do, and it's like
they don't pay
smaller
taxes.
Stadium.
They don't pay taxes
because it's
they literally like don't pay property tax on anything.
Okay,
and it's like on the water, so like their taxes.
Their practice facility is right on the water.
It should really be taxed. Cool. It's a whole thing. Like I'm from Evanston, so like it's a whole thing in Evanston where like pretty much they made this like 100-year deal. Yeah, that like they don't have to pay property tax, but it was when there was like literally one little building, and it's just expanded to like pretty much take most of Evanston's like lakefront.
Waterfront, yeah.
And so like that's kind of like the big thing is like we don't like because they don't pay they should be paying us, or they should be paying a lot more taxes.
But they downsized their stadium because it was they made it smaller, which makes sense.
I think it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just crazy how much it's going to cost to make a smaller stadium.
So I drove by it Sunday because I went home, and it looked like it's funny because it looks bigger than Ryan Field, their old stadium. Like it looks a lot bigger. It's a lot taller. I think it's just, and it's like also like a little bit of a bowl.
Yes,
like it is really tall, but
it's got a balcony too, whereas Ryan Field did not.
Yeah. But it's just funny because I was driving by and I was just like, this thing looks massive. Like it looks like it like sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Like the old stadium, like you're driving and it's like, oh shit, there's a stadium there.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy looking for where it's situated within. Like,
it's such a
town.
weird little area because we went to the Iowa Northwestern basketball game 2 years ago when it was like when that game was like, if we make that, we make the tournament kind of. And I remember that was the one where I think it was Patrick McCaffrey hit that game winner at the like right from the corner. Great game. We went with so the right below us, actually, the neighbor downstairs is a Northwestern fan. Okay. So we went with like him and then like Summer and Claire and then my friend Kelly. So it was like 4 Iowa fans and then like him, and he's like a big like shit talker too. Like we were there drinking before, and he's like, "You guys ready to get just absolutely stomped by Boo Booey?" And we were like, we were in the stadium, and it was a close game, but that was a great.
I remember watching. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, Iowa should never lose to them, but
they were good that year. They were very good that year.
Boo was very.
That was
good.
their year. Yeah,
it was.
Anyway, though, but like we were walking into the game and like they just started construction on that. Like they just started doing some of the demolition, and I was like, this is tight. Like this is a compact little area to put a football stadium in.
Which I think it's like, as I said, I think it's so smart. Like, kind of going off on a little tangent, but like soccer stadiums.
Yeah,
like
it's
Europe,
very like reminiscent to a soccer stadium.
Like what is it like? Like I've said this before. I'm a Tottenham fan. Their old stadium was like obviously like a lot smaller than their new one, and it's more compact. Like pretty much like they did not lose at home because like it was like they're like
loud and
like it was so loud. It was so compact.
A good thing to do if you never sell out.
It felt more like homey.
Yeah.
And their new stadium is massive. It's like one of the biggest stadiums in the world. I expected it and didn't, because I was like, oh, like it's soccer in Europe, like it's gonna be crazy, which it was. But like it didn't feel like this, like, oh, like almost like kind of what I've been explained, where like it's like you're on top of each other, you're like kind of all compact. But yeah, it's a new stadium.
It's a newer stadium. It's bigger. And like if you can sell out the big stadium is probably a better environment. Yeah. But like they weren't selling out Ryan Field. So it's a good thing it's a good call to downsize.
No, yeah. And I think they did that also with the basketball stadium.
Yeah, that was the other thing when we were at that game, is the environment was actually kind of crazy. Because like I said, they were good that year. That was their year. It was close to the end of the season. And it was also when they retired, I forget what his name is. It was the first jersey they've ever retired for a basketball player. The ceremony was at halftime of that game.
I'm trying to remember.
And it was an electric environment. It was so loud. And I was in there and I was like, this is crazy how many people are here. And then you look up the capacity and it's like really small. And I was like, I guess it makes sense. Like, have a smaller stadium, you have way better environment. Because it was a great
I remember we talked about it in school. Like, so I was taking like, it was like business or like sports business class. And we were like, talking about like, oh, like why are they making it smaller? Wouldn't you think that, do you want to make it bigger so that you can sell more tickets? And
not
like
if you can't sell them.
Exactly. On paper, like you might be selling out, and you think you could get more tickets if it was a bigger stadium. Well, if it didn't have that atmosphere,
the people wouldn't be buying them. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. Well, should we get into a Rutgers preview a little bit here?
Yeah.
Too deep.
Nothing changed.
No major changes.
I don't think anything changed.
The only thing on here I couldn't find. Jeremy just found it before we started. I could not find this week for some reason. The only thing I really was interested in on here though was the starting running back position. Why can't I fucking find the running back? Okay, yeah. So Terrell Washington still listed as the starter, even though 3 carries Iowa State, 3 carries last week.
Yeah. So literally nothing has changed in this. On to
the Rutgers preview.
4.
I'm still pulling sand out of my hair. I had volleyball before this, is why I have my contacts in, and I got so fucking sandy. Every time I move
working
my hair,
hard,
I'm pulling sand out of it. I showered and everything.
Where do you play at?
North at Beach.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It was like a great temperature today. Early in the summer, it was nice because like you just jump in the lake when you get too hot. But like this is the most I've sweat playing all year. And we normally play 6-on-6, and we played 3-on-3 today, so I was moving a lot more. But like, God, it was rough today. I don't know why I was sweating so much. Anyway,
week 4 versus Rutgers.
Friday game this week. Yeah. Friday at 7, I think.
Yes, and Rutgers is home.
Yeah, we'll be watching in the backyard here. Can you make it to that?
I think so. I might be like late because I get off late.
Maybe we can do some like bonus content. I'll break out the camera for we'll have a bunch of people over. We got a projector out in the backyard. Maybe we'll get some bonus content out of that.
Yeah, 7:00.
7 p.m. Yeah, so it'll be a little light when it kicks off, but it's a pretty bright projector. It'll be fine.
Yeah, in Jersey.
I guess this is weather pending. Let me check the weather because there was like a small chance of rain the other day.
Yeah, mine shows partly cloudy, but
yeah.
I don't look at the hourly.
Worst comes to worst, maybe we have a tarp that we put down in the backyard to keep it from getting too muddy sometimes. Maybe we just put that over the projector and we just send it anyway.
Yeah.
Make it a little tent and everyone sits in there.
Hey, I'm down for
sit in
that.
the rain. Okay, line Iowa -2.5 at -120.
ESPN has their like matchup prediction at 57% Rutgers.
Interesting.
That is
okay.
something.
So let's get into that really quick, because that's bringing also back to why I was saying I think we're gonna have a pick six this week. A couple of other lines that we have in here. Gronowski's over/under on passing yards 129.5. Rutgers quarterback, it looks like a very Greek name, Athon Kalikomanis. His over/under 214.5 yards, so almost 100 yards more projected over/under. Patterson over/under 50.5 yards, and then their starting running back Antoine Raymond over/under 79.5 yards, so 30 more yards. So they're projected to get, just based off the lines, like they're saying that they think that Rutgers are going to get around 130 more yards out of just their starting running back and starting receiver or starting quarterback. Yet they have the line at Iowa -2.5. So like they're basically saying that like Iowa's going to be outgained in every facet but win the game.
Yeah.
Which the only way you do that is with some defensive stops or defensive scores.
That's a good point. I mean, Rutgers is 3-0. They have averaged 46.3 points per game, which is 13th in the NCAA or FBS.
Who they played though.
But they have played Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Norfolk State. So that's
they played Ohio and Miami of Ohio?
Yes.
Damn, they're just beating up on Ohio.
And Norfolk, I don't know where Norfolk State is. Is that also in Ohio?
That'd be great. We got to look it up just in case.
I don't think so, but I
highly
have to
doubt it.
I guess it's Norfolk, Virginia.
That makes sense.
Sorry for anyone who lives there. They're not watching this.
Norfolk's not a state. They can't blame us for that.
Norfolk State.
That's a shout out to our friend Brevard. He's big on the anytime there's like Kennesaw State or something, he just goes, not a state. That's one of his favorite running jokes. Other odds for the game. The only one I put in here, I made it so small I can't read it. Anytime touchdown scorer, Mark Gronowski is the top at -120. Oh no, not the top. He's the first one, but not the highest odds. Jazzy Patterson -105 and Antoine Raymond -115. So I don't know why Gronowski was at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd take Gronowski over Patterson. I mean, he's rushed into 3 touchdowns already this year.
I think he had 2 in one game. So the first game maybe. No, I think it's 3. He said 1 a week.
But yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah, I think I would take Gronowski. It'd be my. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I was reading the odds backwards. Gronowski is the highest. -120, -115, -105.
Oh,
that explains why he's at the top.
I don't bet enough to. I would have completely thought that the one that's closer to 0 is the better odds.
If you're in plus odds, it is, but if you're in minus odds, it's the opposite. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's just me not knowing. I'm telling you what to put your money on, yet I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't care what the odds are. You're just telling me what is going to win the money.
Exactly.
You can't say how much, but it's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Other quick fun fact about Rutgers: their head coach apparently was almost Kirk's first DC defensive coordinator. I didn't know that either. There's a Lysticow article on it. I'll put that linked up also. It's kind of a fun read. So I guess they know each other fairly well. But ultimately, anything you want to see out of this game? Besides the win?
It's so hard to know. Like, I haven't watched any Rutgers. Obviously,
absolutely.
If it's so hard when they've played nobody, but their offense seems to be pretty good. I want to see our defense step up. I want to see, as you kind of said earlier, I want to see a pick six, or I want to see a turn. I want to see turnovers.
See some defense step up.
Turnovers.
Rutgers feels like one of those teams that we should be able to beat up on a little bit.
Yes. Even
though they're a Big Ten team, and I'd like to see it. Because we watched it at your parents' house, but I think you were living in Connecticut at the time, but you were like back. Probably. Was that Maryland? And we just absolutely crushed them. And everyone was like, oh, it's the Brian Ferentz Renaissance. And it was Nate Stanley's first game back after, not Nate Stanley. Petrus's first game back after Padilla had been playing for a few weeks, and everybody was like, we should just keep playing Padilla. And then Petrus came in and just fucking gunned them down. That was Maryland though, wasn't it? Or was that Rutgers?
Dude, Maryland and Rutgers, I get confused.
They're the same team in my head. But like,
both just East Coast
I want to see another game like that, where like we've been struggling, but we go in here against a team that should be worse, and we just put them down.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm never someone with Iowa that's like, oh yeah, like, I mean, we were just talking about, putting your money where, but I feel confident Iowa's going to win this game. Like, only -2.5.
Agree.
Like, I don't know, I guess.
It is at Rutgers.
It is at Rutgers, and I don't know how good Rutgers is this year, but it is Rutgers.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, if that's all they have is their offense, I don't know how their defense is supposed to be. I think our offense is good enough to put up points. So I actually think this game, different than I think the game against Iowa State, I think this game comes down to our defense and if we can shut them down.
Yeah.
Because I have to imagine that Iowa State has a better offense than them.
Oh, I would say so.
Like,
yeah.
And if we could, we shut down their offense pretty well, I'd say, like, for the fact, like, we lost, but only
They only scored 16 points. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's going to come down to that. And because I think our offense will be fine.
Yeah. To me, this feels like a game like that. I think it was Maryland, but like that Maryland game I was talking about, where it's a team that has had its struggles and you just want to see them go in and just beat them down. I'd run them out of their own stadium.
Show them that they're better, which I think they are. I think they're a better team.
Yeah, that's just what this feels like to me. Because I think that was also
this whole matchup predictors. 57%. You're telling me 50.
Crazy.
Like I don't.
That actually
ESPN
makes me curious. Well, like, is Iowa favored everywhere?
According to ESPN analytics, their power index has Alabama at number 3. So
that's crazy.
Maybe ESPN.
DraftKings is Iowa -2.5 at -115. So even slightly better odds than FanDuel.
I never put money. We talked about this. I never put money on Iowa. Yeah. I don't put money on my own teams unless it's like.
I'll sometimes do a touchdown score just because it's fun to root for.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll do money on that. But like specifically to win games or not, but I'd put fucking money on Iowa -2.5.
Yeah, like, you know how you make money is you put $10 on Cooper DeJean's Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, my God,
I made so much fucking money on that cash out.
I literally thought about putting money on. I literally was like looking at. I forget what the odds were. But I was literally looking at Cooper DeJean to have a pick 6.
Yeah, in the game.
In the Super Bowl. I was just like, why not throw $2 on this? It was like $2 to win like fucking like 200 or
I don't remember. Like, I either put 5 or 10 on it, and I literally only made that bet because I wanted to tweet out that joke that I tweeted where it was like, I'm rooting for the Eagles. Who are they? The Chiefs? Who are they playing? Yeah.
Eagles, Chiefs.
I'm rooting for the Eagles. I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Then I just put, I'm rooting for Cooper DeJean. And I put that little screenshot in there. The only reason I made that bet was to make that dumb joke on Twitter. And then we were sitting, I was watching it at the Neighbors, and we're sitting there, and he got that pick 6, and like not a lot else had happened in that game yet. And I was like, I'm gonna check my cash out.
Yes.
it was like $115 or something on a $5 bet.
Dude, I would have smacked that.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, like there's no way he's actually.
I hesitated for a minute, and I think my cash out, I could have got like an extra like $20 if I'd done it a little earlier, but like I hesitated. Like the true fan I am, I hesitated, and then I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah. Oh, I could have done it, but that's how they get you.
It is how they get you. That's how they get you. Yeah, but.
Looking for a good game.
This is going to be a good like benchmark game for us. I feel like.
I think after this game, like
we'll set my expectations for the season.
You can
Maybe we'll go back through our win-loss after this game.
Yeah.
Kind of now that we know it, we'll know a little bit more about the team.
Yeah, because like I think that -2.5. I'm saying this. I keep saying this without knowing or watching Rutgers this year, but I can't imagine Iowa.
We're going to struggle that much.
Yeah.
I think we're going to struggle. I hope we don't. Like I said, I hope it's like that Maryland game. I hope we just beat the shit out of them. But I don't know. That Maryland game was deeper in the season. Pete just had something to prove.
Yeah. I mean, I'd take like a 27-10 win. Like,
absolutely.
Like, but that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
like,
I'll take a 2 to 3 win.
I don't need them to, which I guess 27 and 17-point win, but like,
yeah,
I would take like.
I'll take a 1-point win.
I mean,
I'll take a 1-point win on a Stevens walk-off field goal.
I'd take
it. Just give me the win.
I'd take it, but like
I would like to see them.
I want them to win by
really put it together.
I want to see them win by like 10+.
Yes,
I want a 2-possession game.
Yeah. What do you got a score prediction? What do you think? If you had to put money on like a score line.
Because I feel like I want to say 21-14. I feel like there's gonna be some like way more field goals in there.
Mm-hmm. We also didn't say over/under is 45.5.
Yeah, I will always say hammer the under in Iowa games.
I normally agree, and I know I said over a while ago and I was wrong. I'm taking the over on this one.
Really?
My scoreline prediction, I think we could put this together like a Maryland game. I think that this game is going to be like 17 to like 42. That's what I'm thinking. I think that Iowa's coming into this a little underestimated. And the way that we played against Iowa State gave me a little bit more confidence.
I think that
I'm going 17-42.
I think that because of who Rutgers have played, they're thinking their offense is better than they are.
And maybe they're not prepared.
I don't think they're prepared. I think
I'm still tentative on our defense.
I do 21-13.
Okay.
Iowa.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, we only gave up 6. Was the final score? Was 16-13?
16-13.
I think Iowa State has a better offense than Rutgers, and we only gave them 16 points.
Yeah.
So I think that 21-13 is my prediction.
Yeah. I do feel confident about that. I feel more confident about this game than I did Iowa State.
Yes. 100%.
We'll see next week. I hope it's at least a win. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we'll be in the backyard. Maybe we'll do some behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
Get some I'll just break out the camera. We'll just put in some people's faces, ask them for their predictions.
Yeah.
Get some reactions when shit goes right or wrong. It'll be fun. Any last words? I think I've said everything. I think I've said my piece.
Just go out and get a dub.
Yeah. Let's see it. Hopefully we'll have the website up.
Yeah.
We've got some social clips made. We got to get our socials put together. Start getting those out. Hopefully we'll get a little traction from those.
Yeah.
Hopefully the website is up and running. I'm not going to say the website's up and running by the time this episode comes out because it will not be. But hopefully by next week it will be.
Yeah.
We're Hawks Off Melrose. I'm Drew.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Please be a win.